I'm gonna play this clip that's on CNN, and I want y'all to pay close attention to this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give my take about what's about to occur.
What do you worry is on the horizon if there is a part of this country that cannot be learning about the Holocaust in the way it happened?
Well, I think it's already started happening. Like I said, the dog whistles abound. You know, I think there's a moment in there where I thought Jews were honorary white people, but it seems that after coming against critical race theory as the accusation against books that deal with our history, never facing up to studying the genocide of Indians, it seems that we're back in a category of, and I say that not as a religious Jew, but as clearly.
Okay, so that's pretty much the end. It cuts off right there. So first, before I get into it, shout out to the Professor Black Truth for actually posting this on his Twitter page, and I had a reply that I had gave to this post, and what I wrote was, I said the great unraveling has begun. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because, as you know, a lot of individuals are trying to say they don't want CRT taught in schools, even though it has been proven in time and time again that CRT is on a collegiate level. So people who are in public schools, elementary, middle, and high, have no, they don't have to worry about that. But really, they're using CRT to say they don't want history taught about Black people outside of the realm in which it's in a curriculum. Basically anything outside of Black History Month, and if they can find a way to not teach that as well, then they'll get rid of that too. But anything that makes or paints PC in a bad light, they don't want. Why do you think, and I did a video about it, why do you think Ron DeSantis, or as I have now dubbed him, Ron the Snowflake, down in Florida, has passed this bill, or is pushing this bill to basically, in so many words, not make PC uncomfortable or raise a level of discomfort when it comes to talking about them in their past, or shoot, even their present? They do not want history, true history, to be taught because that would paint them in a bad light. Now, what's interesting about what you just heard here is now it seems like the shift is happening from not only teaching about race in schools, but they're also trying to go away from teaching about the Holocaust. Now, again, we know the role that PC has played with us, but they also played a history against people who are in the Jewish community. And I've told people time and time again, we were not the only group that they screwed over throughout history. We were one of the main groups that they still do screw over, and that's without a doubt. That goes without saying. But there was another group that they screwed over as well, and that was the quote unquote Jewish community. Even though a lot of them, run everything, but it is what it is. But the fact of the matter is, apparently in this man's book, his name is Art Spiegelman, and he wrote this book called Moss. I think it's called, is it Mouse or Moss? It's spelled M-A-U-S. Somebody can let me know down in the comments because I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And it was talking about, they said it was a graphic novel, not a graphic novel, but it was a Pulitzer Prize winning book about the Holocaust, and how a school or schools in Tennessee, the school board in Tennessee, is now banning that book from being distributed and taught and read in schools down there. And when I hear that, I said, it's because PC does not want people to know about the role they played with that incident. See, this is the thing about with them rewriting history. They're literally rewriting history in front of our eyes. First, they don't want to talk about what they did to affect Black people back then and today. And now they don't want to talk about what they did when it came to the Holocaust back then. Even though, thanks to the internet, you can find all of this stuff out. But what makes this even more interesting is that everything was fine and dandy when they were talking about CRT and banning, talking about race in schools and what they did when it comes to Black people. But now that it's touching another group, especially a group of people who literally run a good facet of life as it stands, now it's a cause for alarm. That's why I said the great unraveling has begun. Now don't think for a second that this is me taking up for that community, because it definitely isn't, but I'm just pointing something out here. One, it shows that PC, they want to make themselves look like the hero in every area of life possible, in all four corners of life as they possibly can. And number two, any other group that felt that they were going to be untouchable and thought we were going to be the only ones that was touched, think again. Because if they came after us, and if they come after them, just imagine what other group or organization they're going to come for next. I'm just saying. Like, you heard how the woman in the middle was asking the question, but listen to how you really listen to how she asked it. It sounds like she was really concerned. But what also got me was the author, when he said at the end, when he thought the Jews were honorary white people, and he found out through further research, post his book's publication, of course, that was not true. I'm sure that probably made some people feel some type of way. But I guess everyone has to learn. There's something that you can learn every single day. You're never too old to learn anything new. And if he says that, imagine if they came out with a revised version of that book and slipped that in there. Or him just saying that, and it's a fear of that getting out. Like I'm telling you, you have a lot of people who are having their hands on Pandora's box in this establishment that want their best to keep that box closed. Because to open up that box is to unleash probably hell on earth. Well, for them anyway. Like, just look at the patterns. Look at everything that they're doing and trying to keep concealed. So like I said, they started with us. Now they're trickling to them. I wonder who's going to be next. Well, y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you are new. Make sure you hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video or go live. And I will talk to you in the next one.